Saturn folks, back with more Geoguessr today, and we are back in Glasgow. Last time I got a perfect score on Glasgow on no move, uh, 25,000. So today we're trying to beat that without moving. So it's going to be a bit of a different challenge and a harder challenge because I'm not going to be able to look around for road signs and landmarks and stuff, which is helping me out a lot. Uh, so on leaderboard, unranked currently because I took fucking ages, and that's for move. So on no move, if I was to get a perfect score of 25,000, that would be top 12, as long as I didn't take over an hour and 37 minutes. So not too bad. So I'm gonna give it a go, try and get a perfect score, but this one is going to be more of a grind, so I'm probably pretty unlikely to get it in one of the first few turns, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. So here's no move. We'll see how we do. Jeez, okay. This looks like the new Garbles. I'm definitely not getting this perfect, like, but this looks like just one of the new builds in the new Garbles. Just based on we had one of the architects of the new Garbles coming to our uni for a talk, and it kind of looks like something they were talking about there. That looks like it says Deanfield Place or maybe Viewfield Place. I'm not too sure. Uh, there's some tenements over there, and what looks like it's maybe a school of some kind. So, the thing about no move is I'm not going to be fanning about as long, which is kind of good for the video, because there's not as much to look at. Because if it was move right now, I'd just go straight down there probably and see what I'm looking at, see what skill that is. But we are just stuck in place, so I'm just gonna have to go to the Garbles and see if I can see a Deanfield place or a Newfield place. Uh, okay, there's a school. Here's a street that we could be on. What's on this side? Industrial estate, kind of looking buildings. Hmm. That seemed promising. That seemed like it could have been what I was looking at. Unless we're looking at it from this side. Nah, because I know that building there. I'm sure that's residential. Hmm. Yeah, this is tough. It's gonna be one of those where it's like this whole grind on no move is gonna be a lot of guesswork, which I guess is more entertaining because it's gonna be a lot more rewarding when I actually do get the perfect score. I say when, probably if, but I don't plan on giving up until I get it. Uh, yeah, I said something there. I just see field again. I can't really tell. That looks like it says allotments. Something field allotments. I don't know. I'm pretty convinced we're in the Garbles here, to be honest, but if I'm wrong, that could be a lot of points lost. And this is kind of just a hunch. Like, this doesn't look like New Garbles. Um, even just all this industrial stuff. I mean, this could be looking east. I just had the feeling that was looking west and I was looking east here. But I don't know, it's just all the trees. I can add a feeling we're looking kind of out that way, looking down this road. But I'm just gonna have to take a guess. There's only so much looking about you can really do. Um, I don't see anything that ends with field, which is what I was looking for, because I feel that's the name of this estate. I'm trying to look around just to think like where else could this even be? I mean, tenements, they're everywhere in Glasgow, centrally at least. And then there's just kind of new build residential going on. It's just like I just have a real feeling this is like Southside but closer to the city center. Just because of the tenements, because of these buildings. I see Fald, Sterling Fald place. No field. So now I haven't actually been to the Garbles. Actually, that's a lie. I've been once, but I wasn't really exploring, you know. So it's like it's hard to get a sense of what you're actually looking at. Maybe we're looking this way down here. Nah, I was gonna say maybe that's Glasgow Green. You could see over there, but I don't think so. Yeah, it's annoying, but first one's just gonna have to be a guess. I'm gonna lose a lot of fucking points, but happens, happens sometimes. Hmm, not got much of a clue. I'm just gonna drop it, assuming that's at school. It says St. Francis Community Center. I don't see that around here, so maybe it's facing the school for the other side or something. We're just looking at it from here, but that doesn't look like it'd be where the Brazen Head is or where the train line goes. So, uh, okay, we're in Govan. Yeah, haven't been to this particular part of Govan, so you know, wrong side. Not a good start. What can you do when you don't know the street? This looks like it's probably the West End. White Hill Street. So at least I got a street name this time. There's wee Wayne Waving. Um, yeah, it's just totally West End. If it's not West End, it's one of the nice bits in the middle of the South Side. Like Pollock Shields or something. Onslow Square. No, that says. Big tree. You got a wee bit of park going on. Hmm. Oh, recognize that building, I think. That is somewhere along here. What street do you have to go down to get to that? Berkeley Street. That is one of these buildings here, I think. I might be absolutely wrong about that, but I had a feeling it's potentially one of these, which means we're maybe looking at it for the back from Finiston, but nah, that doesn't make sense. Don't know what I'm looking at there. It's back of a building. That's probably the giveaway. Yeah, this is tough. No move is gonna be brutal, but I was kind of hoping I'd see something that could help me out here. I mean, obviously I've got a street name, but there's a lot of fucking streets in a city, man. White Hill Street doesn't really do much. Onslow Square. And I mean, yeah, there's a square here, but it's pretty small. Don't know what I'll do with that. I guess I just look for small squares in the West End, maybe. I mean, none of these are squares. What we got here? That's not it. That almost looks like it could have been it as well. It's just not though. And then my next best guess is around the south side somewhere. I don't know, in Onslow Square. This is maybe really annoying for some people watching because they know exactly where I am. But it's just, I don't know. It's another obscure location I've probably walked past have probably been on the street. I just don't know. I'm just looking at any squares now, hoping one of these says Onslow Square, and I'm just set. Because it's one of those ones where, like, if I spent a lot of time just looking around, I could find this location, but I don't want to sit here for like fucking 10, 20 minutes just trying to figure out where this is. Like, I really don't want to do that. Both for the quality of the video's sake and like my own fucking sanity. Just it's a really small squares. It's a hard spot to work at. That almost looks like it could have been it as well. Hmm. Yep. The game's not been too nice to us at the start here, but I guess part of that just comes down to my lack of knowledge of these random sort of residential areas in Glasgow. But it just depends like where you've been. Like there's some areas I could immediately point out because they're near where folks stay that I know, or they're near places that I'm going regularly, and or I can just see some kind of landmark. Like even if I could see a landmark somewhere in the distance, like that's sort of a guide to just help you, like where you are roughly from there. Yeah, it's just tough. I can't really tell what that says. Maybe Craig or Crag something. And you've got this wee square here, Onslow Square. Just looks like I mean, it's smaller than a block. It's just this tiny little thing. Don't know where that could fit in. We're maybe further out in the West End, and that's why I can't see any landmarks. But where exactly that could be, not too sure. There's a square. Nope. These all kind of look too big to me. Like it feels like this is a really, really small square. I'm having to hunt down here. I don't know if this is something that would even like. It feels like something that size, like a bowling club, maybe even smaller than that. Probably smaller than that. So it's not the kind of thing you would see from this sort of distance out, which is making me concerned. I'm just not gonna be able to figure out where this is. But my initial idea was that we were West End, sort of near Finiston. I recognize this building. That looks like one that's on Berkeley Street, as I was saying. And I mean, that's all I really got to work with because I don't know where the street is. I don't know where I should be looking for it, or the wee square. So I mean, if you're going down Berkeley Street, that big building, is it Berkeley Street I'm thinking of? Yeah, it totally is. That big building is this, I think. So that would mean, that means there's a park there, and then that's maybe this. And then, I mean, there's something going on here. Maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. If I was saying it was that, yeah. Unless that's somehow, nah, that's the big mosque kind of building. You'd probably see that from here as well. Maybe that is there. I don't know. I'm struggling to fit this one together. None of these street names are lining up either because it almost feels like we could just be right there. And this is what we're looking at. But it's just not. Like the road doesn't go straight through there. None of the street names line up. It's a tough one to figure out. Like, it doesn't. Maybe it could be the south side. I just really had a feeling it's the west end based on this building, probably. There's a road out there actually. Hmm. It's either further out in the West End, just somewhere I don't really recognize, like along here or something. Or it could just be middle of the South Side, like place I've never been. Hmm. What are our road names again? We got Onslow Square. We got Whitehill Street. Nah, man. We're lost. Yeah, it's gonna be a guess again. I mean, either I just go for South Side or go for West End, and I'm leaning towards West End to be honest, just because it feels a little more like the West End to me. Unless it's one of these posh parts of the South Side. There's another square. I mean, it totally could just be Pollock Shields or something like that, but I don't know, man. I don't know where it could be in the West End though if I can't figure it out, because the West End almost feels smaller than the South Side, but it's kind of not in the same way, so it just extends out forever. I think I'm just gonna take a guess. Like, I'm not guessing there, even though I had a feeling about that. Just because I know this area semi well, and like I recognize this place we're in, but I just can't nail down where it could be. Here's a white street. It's not a White Hill Street, but close as we're getting so far. Yeah, just this is gonna be another shit one. I'm gonna be far away again, but I'm gonna go for it. Wow, Denison. I really would not have guessed that at all. And there's Onslow Square, which was not marked out in green. My brother actually stayed here for about a year, um, but I don't think I ever went down the street to be honest, or at least this side of the street. I think he stayed on the other side, maybe. Well, it's not going well so far, is it? Shit. Alright, what we got here? That's the Grand Old Opry, it looks like. It says going. Maybe it's not actually. Nah. Is it? I mean, this looks like the back of that residential building. Nah, it can't be. Can't be. It's, everywhere says Govan, so we're in Govan. Like, let's see a street name. Looks like it says Burley Street. So we got Burley Street. We got this church, which is probably a big clue. We got a wee sign here that I can't really read. Clay Tunnel, Glasgow Science Centre that way. So yeah, we're absolutely in Govan. In terms of exactly where, I'm not too sure, but it seems like a pretty main road. So if I can see a Barley Street, I'm kind of just trying to line myself up with the Clay Tunnels is here, yeah. Science Center's that way, so we are somewhere in this area. It's just not narrow it down. So I'm looking for a Barley Street. What else we got here? Something interchange. SECC. Govan Cross. Govan Cross is presumably just the sort of center. Don't know if that's what this is here. Or I could be completely wrong with that. We had Shieltal Road on another video. It doesn't look like that. So we're probably just in here somewhere, I'm guessing. But I don't see any streets that line up. I mean, you got, well, it looks like it says Burley Street, GH. No idea what that says, so it's too small to read to me. And then I can't really tell what's going on over that way. I don't see anything I recognize really. Got a betting shop, and then a lot of small businesses it looks like. I can't really tell what's going on there either. Uh, this is a kind of place that almost looks like a main road, but like, what is this building? I thought it was the Opry building in Cannon Park, but I mean, that's here, and then you presumably had that, and then or kind of somewhere over here in my mind, but that's just not what's going on at all. We are in Govan. I just really don't know Govan. It's not the kind of place I'm hanging at, to be honest. Not a big fan of these guys, as you might know. So, uh, Burley Street. I'm not seeing a Burley Street, but there's a lot of roads to look at in Govan. I haven't really looked down here. Maybe I should be looking for shops more so. If I see William Hill, I don't know if it's the kind of thing that's gonna appear as far out on the map. Could be somewhere over here. I didn't even know this park exists. This is tough, man. It's annoying as well, because I know what part of the city I'm in, so we're gonna get decent points anyway. This goes, but in terms of how many points I'm getting, vary a lot, man. If I'm on the wrong side of Gavin, it's gonna be about 3,000, maybe less. And if I'm on the right exact spot, we're getting 5k, so I'm kind of being trying to be as accurate as possible with this, but I'm just not getting much information for the spot that I'm sitting in. This it kind of feels like where the bridge goes over now. That's here. Feels like we could be somewhere in this area because I have walked here before. There's kind of tenements here. It almost feels like that's what I'm looking at over there, but it's also just really not. I see Burley Street. Cool. Okay. So we know where we are vaguely. Magpie's Eye is there. We're looking straight at that. It says it's here, so we are right here. Church is here. So that means I did the wrong way around. So that's looking south. This is oh shit. I did not even realize I had a fucking compass. The entire time I was playing Geoguessr, I didn't realize there was a compass there. And there's been a lot of times where I've been sitting trying to work out my cardinal directions, like, is this east? Is it west? And I'm sitting looking, and there's a compass point right there. So that's class. Okay. So this is St. Anthony's Church. Does it say St. Anthony's Church? St. Anthony's Church. Uh, that exactly where that tower is. I mean, that's presumably there. So we're actually sitting a bit further behind it, about here. Where are we compared to this building? So I'm facing pretty much right there. I'll go for that. Cool. 5,000. Not bad. Took a while. That's over, man. What is this shit? Where the fuck is this? Yeah, this could be anywhere. This could be anywhere. I don't see street signs, so that's not ideal. Like that kind of looks like it could be the STV building or the BBC building, but I might be completely wrong about that. But if it is, that is a fucking godsend. That's somewhere along here. I mean, at least there's a car park in front of it as well, so we'd presumably be in this spot looking at this park. Uh, I actually kind of lines up. I'd be like somewhere in this corner. Could actually be what we're looking at. Actually, it would be on this side, sorry. I mean, is that what I'm looking at? This could totally be where we are, but that's the best guess I've got, man. I mean, I don't know what else that building could be. It looks like the STV building. Just based on the windows. I've walked past that building on the other side a lot. Never been in the car park. I've seen the car park from the river. Yeah, this kind of looks like the council houses are about the river area. So yeah, yeah. There's a decent chance this could actually be where we are. That is beautiful. What a fucking guess. It was indeed the SUV building. I could see. That's great. That's really fucking good. I thought that was a lost cause as soon as we started. Emirates Arena. So we're in Parkhead. Um, if that's there, just need to figure out what road we're on. It's just residential. Bogside Street. Lovely name. These are cool residential blocks actually. Um, alright. So if that's facing onto a road, just goes in a complete straight line, my best guess is that we're probably down this road. Actually, let's have a wee think about this. So there's no car park, so we're either on, realistically, we're either on this side or we're on this side. You can't even be on that side. Okay. So we have to be over here, looking at this from down here. But it does say there's a car park, which I'm not seeing. Uh, okay. Yeah, it's just a stupid shit. I'm kind of just trying to figure out like where we are orientation wise. Could just use a compass actually. Under 8 till. If we're looking north there, then we're presumably underneath this. So this is right north. That says Bogside Street. There's a house on the corner, which should be this one. And then you've got a bus stop right there. This street turns in. We're actually pretty close to the side of it. It's pretty long, so we'll go right there. 5K. Not a bad comeback. Honestly, it's such a terrible start with those two guys who's just been way off. When I had in Gorbals, it was in Govan. When I had in the West End, it was straight to the East End. Otherwise, that one was pretty easy. That one took a bit of figuring out, but eventually just found the street name from just circling about till I saw something. And then that one was pretty fucking lucky that I had a view of the SUV building. If I had been literally like down here or something, that would have been a complete lost cause. I would not have had an idea. So it worked out okay in that. Not a terrible round. How long did that take? 25 minutes. I feel like that's really long for just standing still because there's so much walking about you can do if you do move. But on no move, that's a lot longer than I thought it'd take. Well, so I gonna end the video there because that took a lot longer than expected. But next video is probably just gonna be the same thing, so I'm probably just gonna get on with it now. Not bad. I feel like I mean I got three 5Ks in a row. If the other two had been lucky enough, like we could have done it. So can't really complain. You're not always gonna get the RNG like, but there's actually a chance I could get this one. It's not. I mean, it's a pretty fucking bad score, but three 5Ks is better than I was expecting, to be honest. So yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna crack on with the next one, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.